Hello and welcome to your in-depth weekly horoscope for week commencing the 16th of January for the Sun or the Ascendant. Thank you so much for joining me. I'm going to give you a broad overview of what to expect before diving deep to give you in forensic detail all the key influences for each of the 12 zodiac signs. If you're a returning viewer, thank you so much for joining me once more. New to my channel, it's great to have you with me and I'd be honoured if you'd subscribe. Please click or tap on the bell notification symbol. Now this week is very powerful. The Sun is side by side with Pluto for the whole of this week, but across two different zodiac signs. And this is very symbolic because for the last 15 years, Pluto has been making its way through the sign of Capricorn. Capricorn is very much about the established order, big business, big government, big organisations, but big money. Now, the sign of Aquarius is much more about the collective, but also individuality. There's a duality in the sign of Aquarius. Pluto is about transformation. And because it's getting to the end of its journey in Capricorn, which is going to happen basically in 3 stages, it will finally move fully into the sign of Aquarius on the 19th of November 2024. But of course it goes there for 11 weeks this year, 38 weeks in the following year. And what we're seeing is a big shift. And that really starts to show itself this week. This is why this week is so potent. And of course there is then on Saturday, a new moon in the sign of Aquarius, forging a disassociate conjunction with Pluto in Capricorn. But that Plutonian energy can reveal secrets. It's also about deep power that's not necessarily very obvious. It can be about more sinister activities, of course. This week also sees Mercury go direct on Wednesday, Uranus direct on Sunday, but Mercury doesn't emerge from its post-retrograde shadow until the 7th of February. But it does forge a beautiful alliance with the North Node this week, which can be helpful, but a much less helpful one with Mars. Mars now going forwards in the sign of Gemini is quite an impatient, direct energy when it comes to communication, which Mercury governs. So Mercury in the more business-like sign of Capricorn is just saying in this quincunx with Mars that we need to be very sure that we're not jumping to conclusions, making hasty assumptions, or even expressing ourselves in rather an impatient way. Also, from the middle of the week to the end of the week when they become exact, Venus edges into a conjunction with Saturn. Because they're both in the sign of Aquarius, this can be a real test for certain relationships. But for those people who are very committed and very hardworking, Saturn can help to bake in that commitment even more. So it could be a time when some people actually firm up their commitment much more. But the key to this week, of course, Mercury going direct and Uranus going direct, is that energy will start to move. And because the Sun moves on Friday into the airy sign of Aquarius, I feel that also is going to see lots more information flowing around. So I think that's very welcome. But also we are seeing some very big changes about how we live, how we interact, how we earn money, how we relate to power in general. So that's the key background to this week. If you would like to learn more about natal astrology rather than just this zodiac forecast, if you give me 3 pieces of personal birth data of time, date and place of birth, I can produce a 12-month forecast for you that's totally unique to you. But in my special package of 30% off, you'll also get your crucial life roadmap report. This really helps you to understand some of the patterns that you've experienced over and over in your situation. Perhaps some of these have been quite challenging, others have given you real opportunities. If you get a more intimate understanding of those, you can steer your moves more successfully going forwards. Now, in this special package, you can also get your free 12-month general forecast in terms of your zodiac sign, but also your Chinese forecast and your Indian forecast for year 2023. Please see the link below. So Virgo, your week commencing the 16th forecast sees Mercury and Uranus go direct, joining up with Mars that went direct on the 12th. All of this is very significant, particularly in terms of your professional or work situation, because with the Sun moving and the new moon and Venus combining with Saturn, that can be an area with Mars's help that you can make real progress on. Obviously, the Sun's conjunction with Pluto is much more about expressing the things that you feel really passionate about, and with Mercury direct, that will get easier. But in a relationship context, I just wonder if Venus combining with Saturn will highlight something that isn't quite working or requires more fixing between you and an existing partner. It's hard to see the big picture when Venus and Saturn are conjunct in the 6th house, especially for a Virgo, to be honest. However, Uranus going direct in your sector of truth could suggest that some frank exchanges can help the situation. Also, Mercury, as it goes direct, is forging a very sweet link with the North Node. So anything to do with information or knowledge could start to fall into place for you in a much better way. But I really like Mars direct interfacing with those Aquarius planets. But I feel that Mars and Mercury's quincunx, that could be a little bit more challenging. So maybe it's going to feel to someone that you're involved with that you're wanting to play more of the role of the leader and be more prescriptive about how it should be. But you may feel that, that you've been patient enough for long enough, and now a few sort of more painful realities may need to be exchanged. Now, if you're single, the fact that all this 6th house energy is working up for you just suggests that I feel that you can be very realistic about how you can meet people or what you need. And you could, if you are looking for a relationship, find a connection with someone in the most mundane of locations. Often we think that to meet someone these days it's online or through some kind of interest or hobby group. Well, actually, I feel that there is something in that for you, especially if it's a group that really is one that you can produce something. You like to see tangible results. If you are a maker and you get together, or you go to a writing group or a meet-up group and go walking or do something for the environment, the 6th house can be very virtuous. So something active that you're getting stuck in and helping people around, or even at work, are much more likely to be the areas that you can connect with someone. But the Sun combining with Pluto before it moves into Aquarius can really give your soul the chance to get in touch with what it really yearns for and make yourself available to make the inner changes to receive new possibilities.